Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bahashim Akakwadas, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them, taught us his truth, and Shalom and salutation of the brothers up pushing the word and truth in its sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David, to the Akwath that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144,000, one third, the hopeful elect of Israel, and the brother Yahshua. And I just quickly want to touch on um, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Talk about the Olympics here, okay? History merely repeats itself. This is the NLT. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. In the NIV, what has been done will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. King James. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new thing under the sun. Okay, so now I want to quickly go to out of nowhere. Is it Syriac? Slock, bear with me for a minute. I did look this up. It is First Maccabees. What? First Maccabees what? 1. Okay. Bear with me for a minute. First Maccabees 1. Okay, we're going to start at wicked men. Okay, we're going to start here. First Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Okay? So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. So a nigga wanted to be a Greek so bad. They went and begged, right, the king to let them, like, hey, we want to be wicked too, right? Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. So the Acropolis, right? What is it? The Acropolis, where they where did the Olympic Games come from? It came out of Greece, right? Okay, this place of exercise. They wanted to build one in Jerusalem, right? So, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. All right. So there's your Olympics in the Bible. Let's see. Let me quickly look into this. Let's see. Olympics. Is it the Acropolis? Let me see if I'm right about this. Acropolis Museum. Olympic torch. Let's see. Welcome to the ancient Olympic Games. The first ancient Olympic Games can be traced back to Olympia in 76 BC. Should go into this, the truth about the Olympics. Look at this. So what are they doing anyway? Let's take a look at this. Okay. So this is, I don't know what this is. Chris D comedy. This might be just a little skit. Let's take a look at it. They might say something. The truth about. Okay, the truth about. Let's see.
Hey, welcome to Christories. I'm Christopher DeStefano, aka Christory DeStefano, and this is Christories, hashtag Christories. Today, we're going to talk about the history of the Olympics. We're talking naked Greek men, Yanni, fought.
We just talked about that. Naked Greek men, a place of exercise. What is it? Gymnos. Gymnasium, gymnos means naked. Okay? Dealing with this Olympic Games, they used to run and jump butt naked. I'm going to see how high I could jump, but I got to be butt naked. Well, what do you think they were showing at the opening ceremonies of the Olympics?
The history of the Olympics. We're talking naked Greek men, Yanni, fires, and worldwide competition. Shout out the gold medal, even though I'm probably only going to win the bronze.
So this dude's clearly a clown. Let's see what he's doing.
Going back to ancient Greece, baby. I love ancient Greece. Shout it out. My mom just went to Greece and got drunk with her friends. Ancient Greek games began in ancient Greek.
Look at Jake.
People, in July 776, not July 1776, that's these guys. July 776 BC. That's when these Olympics, ancient Greek games started. So they've been doing this a long time, which is surprising how few medals the Greeks actually win, because, I mean, they've been doing it by far the longest, and they kind of just suck at every sport, besides smoking.
That was Jake winning the medals. They're still doing it today, under the American, under the Jamaican, right? Under the United Kingdom, Australia. You still got Jake out there winning.
Congrats. This festival, it was, had music, athletic events, and it was to honor our boy Zeus. Love you, Zeus. Shout out, the king of the Greek gods.
So that's what that opening ceremony was really about, okay? And they're throwing it in your face.
What better place than where his biggest temple was at in the western part of the Peloponnesian Peninsula, Olympia. So the city-states and colonies, Athens, Sparta, Corinth, Megara, Argos, Rhodes, they all traveled.
This is Sparta!
Olympia. To compete. You see, Olympia, that's where we're going to get the word Olympics from. Now, these people participating, they didn't necessarily think of themselves as Greek, but they were a citizen of where they were from. Like, you're Athenian, you're a Spartan, you're a Megaran, you're a Rhodes. You're not just Greek. Like, that's like later on in life where, like, you're all Greek. These people were like, no, I'm representing my freaking neighborhood.
I'm representing Jake's. Okay. I don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments no more, but I'll always, my bloodline goes back to. So this dude ain't saying a whole bunch. Let me see.
Representing my city-state. They're representing their home. And this was a religious ceremony, okay? So this was more about sport. This was not only about sports, it was also about religion. Thank you, Zeus. Athens, Sparta, Thebes, Corinth, the major Greek city-states, they always were fighting in wars over.
This is about wickedness, is what it's about, okay? Look at Delphi, the oracle, right? This is Sparta. Yeah, Corinth. Your boy was up in there. Paul. Unauthorized Paul was up in there traveling.
Territory, power, influence. I mean, they fought all the time. They hated each other. They did not become unified for years and years later. But with this religious ceremony, the Olympics, the city-states could have kind of had a truce in Echegeria, which stopped the ongoing wars, and then people would just travel to Olympia, and everybody would play nice, and they would just compete in the arena. And over time, the games, they went on from 1 day to 5 days, and then they started being held every 4 years from 776 BCE to 393 AD. They were
okay, I'm gonna skip up.
butt naked, let it all hang out. I kind of respect it. reduce the risk of injury from garments, catching or restricting the body during movements. You were just butt naked, let it all hang out. I kind of respect it.
Yeah, that's what an Edomite would do. Anyway, so that's just a little slight introduction. But here's the point that I'm getting at, all right? Did we get place of exercise? Yep, we did. Let's see. Okay, so, yeah. I have a question. What happened in 1972? Okay. The Munich Massacre. All right. What happened? Well, I remember what happened. I remember the hostages. I remember 1972. I had to be 9. Yep. 9, 10 years old. I remember that. Okay. Okay. So what happened is dealing with what? Palestinians and Israelis. Okay, that's why this is so important. What's going on right now? Well, Ishmael is fighting against Amalek over our land. Palestinians and Israelis. Same thing. Ishmael and Amalek fighting over our land. What the fuck? Okay. So let's watch this. And there's a phrase this guy is about to say. He's going to say that the Olympics are used for political propaganda, going way back. So what do you think is going on today? And this is why we started this lesson. Okay, history repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. What has already been done? Propaganda during this time that they call the Olympics. Okay, let's take a look. Religious propaganda at that. All right, so this is unpacked 5 years ago. The Munich Mastery History of Israel Explained. Wow. Unpack. Let's check this out.
7,134 athletes from 121 countries descended upon Munich, Germany for the 1972 Olympics to celebrate athletic competition and healthy rivalries at the highest of levels. The competition was going swimmingly when, no pun intended, Mark Spitz, the Jewish-American swimmer, won 7 gold medals in a dazzling display of greatness. Olga Korbut, known as the Sparrow from Minsk, mesmerized the gymnastics world with 4 medals, and the...
I remember this. Clearly. Remember the hostages. Okay?
USSR outlasted the Americans 50-49 in what is still considered one of the most contentious ends to a basketball game in sports history. But above all else, the Munich Olympics are remembered for putting terrorism on the center stage, when 11 Israeli Olympians were massacred by Palestinian terrorists. And just as notorious, the reaction of the German government, which some consider one of the most epic screw-ups in the history of terrorism. But more on that later.
Wait a minute. Now you have to consider, now that we know all this shit in 2024 today, we know all about false flags. What was this? What was this? Okay, was it real? Or was it something put in your mind for days like today? Right? More on this later.
These events raise the questions, how could this happen? And does terrorism work?
I'll tell you how it could happen. It could all be staged. Think about it.
The Munich Olympics in 1972 were supposed to showcase the new face of Germany. At the 1936 Olympics, held in Nazi Germany just 36 years earlier, Hitler used the event as a propaganda machine to demonstrate the superiority of the Aryan race. The 1972 Olympics were determined to be propaganda of the opposite kind. Germany actually named the upcoming events the not-so-subtle Olympics of Peace and Joy.
They were used for what? Propaganda. Don't sleep on this, okay? We don't have to watch the whole thing, but what's going on? Propaganda? Well, they're making you believe something, aren't they?
The Munich Olympics in 1972 were supposed to showcase the new face of Germany. At the 1936 Olympics, held in Nazi Germany just 36 years earlier, Hitler used the event as a propaganda machine to demonstrate the superiority of the Aryan race.
And Jesse Owens whooped that ass. I don't remember that. I wasn't there when Jesse Owens whooped that ass, but they got footage of it, right? Anyway, so do you see what's going on here? Do you see how the Olympics is being used to push forward propaganda? 72 and 36 when your boy Schicklgruber was right there.
A new face of Germany. At the 1936 Olympics held in Nazi Germany just 36 years earlier.
What? So what's going on today? What's going on in France right now? What's going on in Paris? Okay, a whole lot. All right. See, they were changing things. This is the Olympics. Motherfucker, the Nazis put it on. It was in Berlin. The Nazis put on the Olympics back then. Now, Schicklgruber is a pariah. Okay? Show you how quickly things. What really went on back then? What they made us believe so that they can. What came out of this World War? Well, the Balfour Declaration came out of it, right? So what's really going on? What's being presented to us? What kind of witchcraft, right? What kind of high-level magic is going on here? All right, let's watch a little more.
Hitler used the event as a propaganda machine to demonstrate the superiority of the Aryan race. The 1972 Olympics were determined to be propaganda of the opposite kind. Germany actually named the upcoming events the not-so-subtle Olympics of Peace and Joy, or Die Heiteren Spiele.
And then sudden destruction came on that ass after that peace and safety.
Wanted to show the least militaristic, most peace-loving Germany possible, and this meant a deliberate lack of security. Although there were some unarmed security officers, not a single uniformed police officer or soldier was anywhere in sight. The attendance of the Israeli team at this event, only 27 years after the Holocaust, cannot be understated. The Israeli athletes, many of whom lost relatives in the Holocaust, waved the Israeli flag over German soil only 6 miles from the Dachau concentration camp. Israel was making a strong statement of both Jewish resilience and Israel's readiness to accept a different Germany. But at 4:30 a.m. the morning of September 5th, 1972...
Then on October 14th, the Palestinians came in and took thousands of hostages with paragliders, right? It's whatever they want to present you with.
8 men dressed in tracksuits to blend in with the athletes.
This is an iconic shot right here. This is what I remember in 72, is watching this shot right here. This is what I remember about 1972. Just like Watergate, right? Remember Watergate? You remember certain things about, certain visuals.
Carrying duffel bags loaded with AK-47s, pistols, and grenades, jumped the unguarded fence and infiltrated the Israeli team's apartment complex. 2 of the Israelis initially fought off the terrorists, but were soon murdered. The remaining 9 athletes were then taken hostage. The terrorist demands that Israel release 234 Palestinian prisoners. If not, the hostages would soon be executed. Now, before we get into Germany's botched rescue attempt, let's look at the context. In 1958, Yasser Arafat and his colleagues founded Al-Fatah, an organization that advocated armed struggle against Israel. In 1964, they established the PLO, or the Palestinian Liberation Organization, the goal of destroying Israel completely. The PLO and its affiliate PFLP, or the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, began an international terror campaign of plane hijackings and bombings.
Okay, so what's going on? All right. This debacle, whatever is being presented, right, in Israel and the Balfour Declaration, this been going on. Look at this. See, you have to know history about what was going on back then to understand what you're watching today. Okay? How much of this is real? How much of it is what they want you to believe? Okay?
Now, at the time, the PLO headquarters were located in Jordan, where at the time 2/3 of the population was actually Palestinian.
Who's filming all of this in order to to demonize these people? This is all propaganda when you look at it. All right. So what's happening today? Okay. Let's type this in. All right. This is what they say is going on over there. By the so-called Palestinians at that. Let's see what this pulls up. The Olympic truce. What is the Olympic truce? See this? Islamists hunt down small hats at Paris Olympics. See this? What's going on over there? Okay, so what the hell is going on? Look at this. High level witchcraft going on over there. Okay. See this? Hey, there's a genocide going on right now. Okay. 36. When did World War II start in earnest? What was it? 30, 39-ish? Okay, so let's take a look at one of these. Israel violating the Olympic truce. What is the Olympic truce? That they're not supposed to be over there dropping bombs in Lebanon during the Olympics? Let's see. Let's take a look at this. TRT. Let's take another look at that real quick. It says Israel is being accused by the Palestine Olympic Committee and Palestinian Football Association, what? Of breaking the Olympic truce ahead of the Paris 2024 Games. The truce is an ancient Greek tradition dating back to the 9th century BCE. Look at this. Aiming to allow athletes whose countries are at war to be able to compete. Since the 1990s, it has been maintained as a resolution by the UN and is renewed every 2 years. The practice orders warring parties to cease conflict 7 days before the Olympic Games begin. Yeah. Is Bibi over there doing that right now? No. They're dropping bombs on the Lebanese. Oh, but they bombed a soccer field. Did they? You could just say anything, we believe it, right? And uphold peace until at least 7 days after the Paralympic Games end. Okay? Yeah, right. They're bombing right now. In this edition of the Olympics, the truce period falls between July 19th and September 15th. What does this mean if the International Court of Justice, when they say something, it doesn't mean a damn thing? Fuck what they're talking about. We're not war criminals. Does any of this mean anything? Who makes the rules and who gets to break them? Yeah. Who can you not talk about? And this is propaganda from the other side. This is propaganda from Ishmael, all right? So let's go back to this real quick. Let's look at this. I saw this a little hunt down. I think I took a peek at that, so I'm not quite interested in seeing it again, but that's the only one that's trying to show any truth. This dude is a little suspect, though. But we won't go into it. Let's see the opening. So they tried to expunge the opening ceremonies. Let's see, from YouTube. Let's see, yeah. See how you don't see any of the Last Supper anymore? That whole thing, they're trying to do away with it. It should be on there. There we go, right there. Ceasefire, pulling advertisements from. Okay, so I'm not. For some reason, I did a video yesterday that actually included this, but I neglected to load it, and mine didn't get taken. I didn't get a strike. Paris Olympics opening ceremony sparks outrage, disrespectful garbage. Okay, we know what's been going, what was going on. The Guardian. I'm not going to play it because you know what's going on. But anyway, so this is high-level witchcraft, all right, and propaganda at that. You gotta really, yeah, you gotta watch out. All right, be not deceived. All right, let no man deceive you. So I just wanted to go through that. Whatever's going on, you can best believe that these witches and these warlocks, okay, they before they shot at Donald Trump, they were down at the Bohemian Grove like a day before or that day, the 13th. So, I mean, all of this stuff works together. You think it doesn't? What was Schicklgruber doing in 36? Okay, well, all right. And I just wanted to quickly, throw that out there because this is completely demonic. I mean, everybody sees that, right? At the very least. So anyway, I'm gonna end this. Just wanted to put it out there. What happened in 72? That's what's going on now. Same thing. There's nothing new. What am I getting? Sirac. One of my favorite precepts. Sirach 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. And this is a great matter. It's not small. Look at this. Okay, Zeus right there. All right, they're celebrating Zeus in everybody's face. All right. Crazy. Anyway, with that, we hope that the elect are edified. Let me use this. You brothers and few sisters. All right, so where did that go? Dude. Shalom.